Right now, two brothers are in custody following an officer-involved shooting tonight. Police say those suspects could be linked to other crimes. I'm John Bachman. Action News Jax broke the news about the officer-involved shooting over the weekend. Since then, police say they arrested a 19-year-old and a 23-year-old. This is a picture of one of the suspects, Ejon Davis. Police say they heard an officer yell the word gun before shooting. The other suspect, Elijah Davis, multiple times. Action News Jax Elizabeth Pace explains that she's working to find surveillance video of the shooting.
In the last 2 hours, we learned the names of each of these suspects and found that one of them is a convicted felon. Police say they could be linked to other robberies in this area. One alleged robber is behind bars. The other is recovering from a gunshot wound. In the last hour, we learned their names. JSO released this mugshot for 18-year-old Ejon Davis. 22-year-old Elijah Davis's mugshot isn't available yet. We first told you Saturday these men are accused of targeting at least 8 victims on social media, then using a gun to steal from them.
The bad guys know that you're going to show up, you're going to have the item with you, and maybe cash as well.
JSO undercover officers lured the suspects near a Foot Locker. When the robbers got closer to the car, officers say they saw what looked like a gun. One suspect got on the ground, while they say the other one ran. Police say he was shot 8 times and now being treated at the hospital. JSO later showed us the 2 guns they found on them.
You have to vet people out because everybody you meet on a social media app is not necessarily a good person.
Action News Jax law and safety expert Dale Carson says call the person you plan to buy or sell from so you can hear their voice. Ask them specific questions about the item to make sure they actually have it. And when you meet up for the exchange, make sure it's in a public, well-lit area with cameras around, ideally near the sheriff's office. And we found that each of these men are charged with several crimes. For Ejon Davis, he's charged with 3 counts of armed robbery, burglary, and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. For Elijah Davis, he's charged with armed robbery, aggravated assault, and resisting an officer. Reporting in North Jacksonville, Elizabeth Pace, Fox 30, Action News Jax.
Action News Jax did some digging into the history of the officer who pulled the trigger. We know that Officer K.L. Simones worked for JSO for more than 3 years. There are 2 entries in his employment file. One of them was a citizen's complaint filed in 2016. It alleged that failure to take appropriate action. He was ordered to receive formal counseling.